Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs. Welcome back to Pixplays Minecraft episode 40, and this is what I have managed to put together for the cozy ski chalet kind of thing. I'm calling this a ski resort, but I don't really have any huge mountains nearby that you could really go skiing on. I guess it's just like that one, and that is definitely not the kind of skiable mountain you would expect. So maybe we'll have to do some kind of really extreme terraforming of the area, and doing all that by hand is going to be a pain. Haven't really thought about it too much. Anyway, I'm more interested in making this cozy winter town, and it's definitely feeling like a cozy winter day. It's definitely not cozy outside. We're trying our best to make it cozy inside. Anyhow, this is what we have. I decided to dangle a few icicles here and there. Excuse my cat sneezing in the background. He's fine. He's alright. He's just up in the window checking things out. You'll hear that zombie noise a little bit more in a second, but more on that shortly. So, yeah, I've been growing spruce trees again, and of course, one of them turned out like a giant Christmas tree. So I'm going to keep that there, maybe use it as a centerpiece for sort of more of like a town district around here. I do want to kind of interweave houses around some of these ice spikes, so have them be kind of like features, keep them around, and then, you know, maybe shave off a little bit here and there. Most of the packed ice I've used, and I haven't really used all of that much right now, just for kind of texturing the clear ice. I have got it from like kind of puddles like this and from down here, and I've been replacing it with the clear ice as I go, just to add a little bit of texture to the spikes themselves, and I think that looks really good. So, moving on up to the chalet. Le Chalet, we have this kind of staircase thing, which I thought was kind of cool. I've been using jungle wood timbers for this, just because of that round texture they have. And it was really tempting to make this like a log cabin kind of thing, having like, you know, crisscross logs sort of things. But that wouldn't really give me enough depth for what I wanted to do. So instead, I decided to use these jungle wood timbers, using the logs for the outside frame, and then go with some spruce wood on the inside. And there's a couple of places where it still kind of sticks out to me as not quite looking finished, like on top of here. But I've been covering it up with snow, and as you'll see from down there, in fact, if I get a better look at the top, I will be able to show you. Have I got some dirt? I do. A bit of dirt for the pillaring. You can see on top of the roof, you can kind of see it from down here, but I will pillar up to get you guys a better view. I've covered it all with snow layers, and I haven't done this on the back yet, so it's still kind of unfinished. But yeah, having these layers of snow like that really adds to the feel of it being kind of a snow-covered thing. The only problem here is that that front row has to be full snow blocks, because that bit underneath it is a slab. It didn't look right with a full block for the overhang, but you can't place snow layers on anything other than an opaque block. So having half slabs there didn't really work very well. So yeah, I managed to get a couple of ice blocks underneath the kind of overhangs of the windows, though, which I really like. I like the look of that. I think that looks kind of cool. It's kind of where the condensation from the windows might kind of drip down and so on. So up in here, we'll actually go inside now. I like the shutters for the windows as well with the trapdoors. That's an old trick, but it's a good one. There's a reason these tricks get used so often. So in here is not entirely finished yet, but I'll run you through a couple of the features I've got. The main thing is this giant hooded fireplace, and yes, we will get to the zombie in a second. We've got this giant kind of hooded fireplace in the middle of the room. You'd have seen the chimney from the outside. I didn't really draw much attention to it, but it is there, and it goes all the way up to the ceiling. And I've seen, there's been a couple of bars that I've visited, sort of like cozy pubs, where they have like an open fire kind of almost like in the middle of the floor, or even slightly raised up to one side, so it actually has like an active fireplace, and then there's just like a barrier kind of around the outside, preventing people from just kind of walking into it. And obviously in the real world you use your common sense, you don't walk into a fire, but in Minecraft it's a little too easy just to kind of slip over the edge of a block and do yourself a mischief. So I decided to put this hood over the top of it so you don't actually walk into it. It's got slabs there preventing you from walking around it. I think that looks pretty good. I quite like it. The alternative would be to have the floor be all slabs, and the fire would be kind of like raised up a little bit from that, and then you could use full blocks or just the stair blocks for that. But that would lead to the hood for the fire being too low. This guy's too noisy, but he is a villager zombie. A zombie? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. He's a villager zombie, so we're going to cure him because I need a bartender for this place. I've decided So we'll set him off on the path to the to kind of reintegration into humanity, or testificity, or whatever the equivalent is for villagers, and hopefully none of the other zombies in the area will get him in the meantime. I've been sleeping pretty regularly, hence this bed by the door. Going to sort out some better accommodation in here at some point. And then we got the rafters. We got nice spruce wood beams here and there. Got a nice little kind of indoor plant hedge kind of deal, which is going to lead into this walkway, which will lead out to the back. And I'm actually really happy with the roof of this place. For once I've done a roof that I kind of like, and it looks a little bit wonky from this side, but if you come around here, it's actually got a really nice shape to it. And that's because, for once in my life, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first, I'm using full blocks for a roof instead of stairs. This build turned out big enough that I thought it would be detailed enough to use full blocks, and then I had the idea of using snow layers, which is kind of helping me to transition between wanting to build roofs with stairs and coming to terms with the fact that building roofs with full blocks actually makes a lot of sense sometimes. So yeah, I'm kind of getting into this style, and it's really working for me. The thing I generally tend to do is not build big enough, or build something that's abstract enough that I feel like stairs just kind of need to be used, whereas this actually looks quite nice. Sometimes you just got to sit back and let Minecraft be Minecraft, haven't you? Because I get so concerned with everything looking so blocky, but I'm completely surrounded by blocky stuff, and it all still looks great. So if I was worried at all about this roof looking too blocky, I will have to come to terms with that. And it means I can do some really neat tricks with kind of piling up the snow in areas where the snow would kind of stick together, like kind of up the middle here. There's obviously going to be a lot of snow there, and then towards the outside it can kind of taper off. So yeah, I'm going to extend the back of this a little bit further, and I'm debating whether or not to kind of lower the floor down here so I can have like an actual sort of table set up down here. There can be a long table for large parties to sit at, and there can be a couple of smaller tables, that kind of thing. And that's kind of behind this bar. And the bar is where the villager is going to be. I'm probably going to put some kind of, I don't know, some kind of slabbed bit around the outside, like a barrier, just so he can't hop out once he's in here. Not sure how I'm going to get him in here from there, but maybe I'll, you know, put a minecart track in, or just push him manually. But yeah, we've got a couple of ales on tap here. This is a kind of thing I realised where I really want to use coloured dyes for this, but then it's kind of nice having these objects in, because you don't see these things in item frames all that much. Blaze powder especially. I like the way blaze powder looks as an item kind of entity, so having that on there is going to be fun. And I need to get an anvil together so I can rename these, so you look at them and it will actually say the types of ale they are. I'll just make up a couple of fun names. This is going to be like Old Firebrand kind of thing, even though that sounds more like a whiskey or something. But yeah, and then Warhorse Pale Ale or something like that. You know, that'll be kind of fun. Got a keg behind the bar as well. That's presumably like cider or some kind of like, you know, keg tapped ale. Oh, and he took a little bit of damage there, but he is a fisherman. Oh, fair enough. This is apparently a fishing town. Not a great deal of fishing to be done in the general area, because all of the lakes have kind of frozen over. Unfortunately, he took a little bit of damage there, but I think he should be fine. Hello, sir. Good day to you. I don't know. I can't name him now, can I? I would have to open the world to the local area network and get someone else logged in and have them trade with him while I name him. That's the thing. If you name tag a zombie and then they turn into a villager, do they keep the name tag? So maybe if I could have name tagged him beforehand, then our bartender would have a name. I don't know. Anyway, not to worry. Don't want to think about that too much right now. I'm going to section off this area for the moment and see if he just wanders behind the bar of his own accord. I don't think he can wander into the fire. That's the other reason for keeping the fire wander-proof, is just so this chap doesn't end up blundering in there by mistake. You know how villagers are, guys. You know how they do. So yeah, I'm really happy with this build so far. Obviously, it's not finished. Still got a lot of grass in here. Still got the back wall to do. And I really need to figure out how big I want the place to be. But he's come down off of his grass pedestal. He's taking a look outside. Yeah, mate. Welcome to your new home. I mean, it was kind of your home before when you were a zombie, but never mind. Surely it's nighttime. Ice biomes just have really nice sunsets. And you have a really nice sunset everywhere, obviously, because it's, you know, it's the same skybox wherever you go, but the fact that you can just see for miles and there's not like forests and mountains and stuff in the way in these like ice plains environments, and especially with all the kind of interesting scenery around, really makes this a sunset worth seeing. So this is going to be worth looking at for a couple of seconds. We can watch the sunset together. And then I'll head in and I'll sleep, because it gets nighttime very quickly around here, and then the mobs come out, and we do not want that. So, name the bartender, guys. I'm going to leave that one up to you, and I will see about getting... Excuse me, you can't stay in my bed. I'm Goldilocks all of a sudden. No one stayed in my bed. Wait, no, that's the bears, isn't it? I don't remember that story very well. So, yeah, nobody's going to be sleeping in my bed tonight, especially not this chap. Oh, there's a door. Why did I not think of... Oh, I'm such an idiot. Here I am going, oh, I'll barricade this lot, and surely he won't want to go out. He'll want to go and sit behind the bar. Nope. He's gone out the door. I'm an idiot. You guys can call me an idiot all you want in the comments of this episode. I completely accept that. But he'll want to come back in here once it's a complete building, because obviously villagers like to do that. Yes, so... hopefully he will come back in and be our little bartender. It's pretty much the only place in this whole region that has a door, so... Oh, he wants to admire the view over here. Well, fair enough. It's quite a nice view. To be fair, quite a nice view. He's wondering where all the fishing is. He's like, where are the best fishing spots around here? I'm like, well, there is a river down there, I suppose. Maybe you'd get some kind of, like, ice fish. I don't know what kind of fish likes a cold environment. Probably salmon, because they like to kind of swim... upstream. Oh, you're back in here, are you? Wonderful. Glad to see you're taking an interest in the establishment, seeing as it's going to be your new home. It's kind of nice having villagers around. I have not used villagers nearly at all, if at all. I think I've spoken to a couple of the villagers in that village that's out past the mesa. I say spoken to, you know, I've traded with them. But I haven't really spent that much time around NPCs in this world, and that's kind of funny. It's kind of nice to have some company, you know? Because it gets a little bit lonely in these here worlds, and you can be the new friend. You will have to stay inside, though, occasionally, because there might be a couple of zombies around that I don't get rid of during the night. Anyway, we're going to do a little bit of landscaping around here just to make this building feel like it fits in a little bit more, and I still want to have a go at the grotto down here, because I started kind of turning this into a little cave, and I like that. It's kind of got a nice feel to it. It can be like a small cave mouth, and then it can widen out a little bit further down. And I would almost want this to be kind of like a cellar for this, especially now it has a bar, but I kind of want to turn it into something else. I don't know, it can be like the bar, the kind of chalet and, you know, rest establishment. It's almost like an inn or something. Could be like on top of a mine, and we could have a mine going down there. So I've not made much in the way of aesthetic mines before, so maybe we will have a go at that, and that will give me an excuse to go resource caving every now and again. So I need to get some more wood. Do I? I don't have any spruce left. I keep kind of opening and closing my inventory like there's going to be something in there worth using. So we'll throw this behind the bar. We may as well have one of these. Oh, and I probably need to fill in a couple of those just for the sake of appearances. We'll fill that one there in as well and put the chest in there. So now we can store whatever we want, and we'll put the potion of fire resistance in there. Haven't really used that at all since I now have a kind of safe route through the Nether to this place. And this is going to be a nice little project for the winter, I think. It's going to be good to get a little bit of different stuff done. Do we have any spruce at all? It doesn't look like we do. We've got some nether brick and things, just darker materials around here and there, but we can grow some more spruce trees and continue to farm the wood. This is the other fun thing about building in snow biomes, is I learn a little bit about the way transparent blocks react when there's stuff like snow around them, because they will actually adopt the snow layer even if there isn't one there, which is kind of interesting and could be used to great effect for detail work at some point. So I will see what I can do about exploiting that for my own gain, for my own benefit, for a couple of neat effects. Grow, tree, for goodness sake, there we go. Thank you to everyone who wished me good luck for the interview I had yesterday, by the way. It went okay. I don't think it went super well. It's always in my nature to be a little bit nervous about interviews in any case, so I imagine maybe I came across slightly better than I think I did, but I stumbled over a couple of the questions. It's really difficult preparing for interviews and knowing what they're going to ask you, and I don't think I was prepared in the right way. I think I came across as knowledgeable in some aspects, but not others, and people who were following me on Twitter probably sensed that I wasn't super confident about the outcome of it. But, there's a couple of weeks for them to make a decision, so I can be in suspense until then, and I'm the kind of person who doesn't mind waiting for that kind of thing. If anything, I'm fine with it getting put off for a little while, because then it means I don't have to think about it too much. But in the meantime, I have a couple of other job applications to put in, so everything will be okay. And our family is having quite a quiet Christmas this year. We're doing a Secret Santa kind of thing where we only have to buy one person a present, so it's putting a little bit less of the stress in the Christmas season. It's a little bit less of worrying what to get people and if they're going to like your present, that kind of thing. We can just focus on spending time with family, which I think is what Christmas should be all about, really. I'm the kind of person who likes that aspect of it a little bit more than the commercial side of things. I think I'm not alone in that. I imagine a lot of other people think the same. So I'm going to do a little bit more building around here. I've been waffling for about 15 minutes now, so I'll do a little bit more of this, and I'll probably come back to you once we've got the lodge complete, and then maybe we can start working on a little bit of the town. Okay, folks, we are pretty much done here. Just want to show you what I have got done. And I say done. I'm done with the structure of it. I am not done with the decoration by any stretch. There is still a lot to be done, both outside and in, really. But yeah, I'm wielding mutton as I'm showing you around. Let's take a look. So back here now, as well as the kind of bar front area, which I'm really pleased with, we've kind of got this nice internal window. Haven't really done a great deal of internal windows in builds before, but this one felt kind of right. Anyway, at the back here we have the kind of this is going to be the restaurant area, the kind of, it's the après ski, as my wife put it. That's the way you do things when you've been out on a trip out here. You want to get inside, you want to get in front of the fire, you want to have a couple of drinks and some good food and relax. So yeah, continuing the theme of having fireplaces, I kind of put up one of these paintings. There are a couple of them that have little fiery things in. I thought were going to be kind of cool. Bit of trial and error with the fireplace in here. Had a couple of minor internal fires, but luckily the fire didn't spread that far, and I managed to get this fireplace. Build yourself a fireplace sometime, people, because this was a lot of fun to do. I actually kind of liked designing this and the other fireplace in here. It's kind of not something that I typically do in builds, is have fireplaces indoors, mainly because I'm worried about the whole thing burning down, and I build with wood so much, but I liked doing these. These were good fun. I might do something just to change the frame of the window here, just to make it I don't like full glass blocks all of the time, and the way the frame kind of connects with those blocks there, I don't know, I feel like concealing it like I've done in that top corner, so maybe I'll do something like that. But if we come down here, this is possibly my new favourite combination of materials. That's purple stained clay and nether brick, and I just want to eat this. This just looks it's so lush. It's that is pretty much exactly the colour of this blackcurrant ice cream I had once, and I don't know, it's really, really appealing to me. I like it, and it's a touch of colour in an otherwise fairly kind of grey environment. It actually goes quite well with the jungle wood as well, which has that kind of rosy undertone to it. I like that so much, and I've kind of gone a little bit uneven here. I think this is kind of a little bit uneven on this side, so I might have to trim that back a little bit to make sure that kind of, there we go, because it's balanced on top of the jungle wood either side. Yeah, but anyway, this is it so far. And oh, I need to fill in that window. There's me being like, oh, this is done, this is totally done. Nope, not so much. And I think I'm missing a jungle wood pillar on the outside, but that's fine. I can come back through and do that in a bit. Let me just craft up some glass panes real quick. The villager is kind of, he's not gone, he's just wandered off pretty far. And hopefully with this being a completely sealed up building, he will get the hint and decide to move in. But I will probably go and rescue him. But yeah, leave name suggestions for him in the comments. Like, in my head, I've been calling him Wart, as in, like, short for Arthur, like from, you know, Sword in the Stone and stuff. I also need to dress up the back of the building here. We will we will do this all off camera, because that's not going to be particularly interesting. But I wanted to get this video out to you guys now because it is really late here. It's about 9 o'clock when I'm finishing this up, and my build battle episode for the day has already gone out, and I normally put out my regular like survival episodes before I do any of that stuff, so this is a little bit delayed, but not a problem. Just wanted to get it out to you guys in good shape. And I wanted to spend some time on this build because I got really into it whilst I was building this. Been listening to like podcasts and stuff while I decorated, and yeah, it kind of extends on either side. It would be kind of nice actually to have this whole bit kind of just on stilts kind of thing, like the back here, and just have it rounded off at the bottom but not completely like down to the ground, because a lot of the time that's how these structures are built on hills like this. They just have to have sure footing with these pillars on the side, and then you can almost have like, sometimes you get like a walkout basement and stuff in some of these buildings. Not exactly what I'm planning here, but you know, it's once I've cleaned up the netherrack and stuff at the bottom of there, it's gonna look just fine. Where is our friend from earlier? I last saw him out here by the river. He is a fisherman after all, so yeah, he's kind of been scoping out the river, I think. But yeah, like I said, I've been calling him Wart, and I don't know if you guys like that name or if you can suggest anything better, but let me know what we should name him in the comments. He seems like he'll be a friendly sort anyway, and as long as we get him over to the chalet in time, he will hopefully be around for a little while. In fact, seeing as he's a brown coat, he might even be able to... Dude, come back! He's eyeing up that place. Like, I haven't even got to building anything over there yet. Give it time. Goodness me, he's a demanding sort, I can tell already. But anyway, maybe he will get some friends together at some point. We could even start a villager breeder over here, getting a little bit like out of the the story for a second. We'll put this guy to work. He will breed us an army of villagers. But yeah, I think it'd be nice to have like a little villager town out here, and that could be what we end up using this for. The sound of fire just like puts me on edge. I'm not used to having it inside, and oh, I don't know, I'm just scared of everything setting alight, but it doesn't look like that's happened so far, so I think we're in the clear. Right, that will do for today's episode. I'll decorate the rest of this off camera and get started on a couple of little buildings further down the hill into a, yeah, we'll make this into a little kind of winter town. It can be our winter project, guys. And that'll do it for today. Thank you very much for watching. My name has been Pixlriffs. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now. Right, that is going to be our little gate to the Nether, and I'm going to figure out a way of making it daytime. I'm probably just going to wait around and harvest some materials until I do, but I don't have my axe with me. Now that was a bit of an oversight.